Recording? Yeah, just start off. Here we are at Sungold Stadium, the Grand Annual Sprintcar Classic winner, back-to-back as it turns out after the rain out last year. Kerry Madsen, congratulations, mate.
Hey man, I'm just so happy. I mean, I almost like my voice has just came back. I mean, I was screaming that hard after I won, and you know, like the rubber come down with 10 laps to go, and I didn't think I had much of a chance. But you know, Brooke had his front wing knocked off, and on the restart, I just sort of stuck my nose in there, and somehow it come off. So I just can't believe it. I'm just so happy. You know, like we've struggled this year up in Sydney. We've had the speed, but we just hey, we're like a football team that can't hang on the football, and just for something good to happen this year is unreal for us. You know, we've been struggling as my own team, and just been a struggle, and I'm just so happy that when 2 classics. I mean, I think like, you know, like today the weather was so thin. I'm like, what am I doing here? And I think I might move here. I'm having such good luck here, you know.
Amazing stuff. I guess let's talk about the preliminary A first, Kerry, because I think that was a big moment for you. You made a lot of headway in that race too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a really bad start. I think we're back to 14th, and you know, I just started to try and get the highline working. You know, I just started driving hard, and just, you know, because it's still a points game at that stage, and you just got to pick up every point we could. And I knew. I think if things would have went differently, we might have had a shot at doing something good there. But you know, I had some guys tell me they reckon my wing was bouncing off the cables and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But it was a good race. I actually had fun. I had a ball. I was hoping it was like 5 or 10 laps longer. But you know, it was still a points game, and we got some good points. And the schedule, the format here is just so grueling that it's you're not going to win it by doing something really ridiculous, but you can definitely lose it. And I was just trying everything I could do to get every point I could to start up far as we could.
Could you have guessed the track went the way it went in the A? I know, you know, we saw a bit of track touch-up just before the Night 2 program started up. Did it surprise you where it ended up tonight?
Yeah, they put a lot of water on it and made it very difficult in the heats. But, you know, I take my hats off to Gary, the curator. I guess he knew what he was doing. But, you know, we guessed, you know, I told my guys, I said, hey, this thing's going to take rubber. I know it's going to take rubber. You just can't have the bottom that slick and not take rubber after, you know, 20-lap B main or 40-lap A main. And we put some harder tyres on than everyone else did. We struggled a little early because of it, but you know, in the end, I could keep the air pressures up and really abuse the tyres at the end. I knew I had plenty to go, and I did everything I needed to do.
There was a couple of little ruddy areas there in 3 and 4. Did it catch you out at all?
I hit that right in the middle once, and I'm like, you dummy, you know, you don't do that. The way we got our car, I can't do that. So. You know, just above or below it, but you know, like you know that you just don't hit them.
Kerry, there's a classic saying, even Steve Kinzer says that you can have a tough year, but winning a big race, it just washes away all the pain, doesn't it?
It is right now, let me tell you that, man. You know, when you think of a bad year, you think you're slow, you're doing everything wrong, and we've been just ridiculously quick. And it's just been so frustrating that we can't get ourselves in a position to win a race. And you know, finally we did it. We put ourselves in a position to win a race. Got a crownie coming. Brooke was got the hat on. Brooke was doing everything right, and you know, just knocked the front wing off and it didn't work out.
I hope we leave that on sprintcarworld.com.au. The big question, Kerry, though, you've been running Goodyears. I know the Helm team that you drive for in the United States use them, but you went with an RD20, I think, in the main.
Well, what happened was we'd intended to run Goodyears all weekend, and we just didn't bring enough down in the compounds we needed. Once that rubber got down to the day show, we just didn't have the arsenal we needed. So I said, I'm not like going one race this and one race that. I said, let's just put them away. I didn't have to buy any Hoosiers. I had plenty, and we just stuck with the Hoosiers. And but Goodyears got a great program. I know I could have done what I did on the Goodyears. I just didn't have the arsenal in my thing. Hey, one time, before the first round of heats, you know, after the day show, feature, you know, they said they weren't going to touch it, so we mounted up all their stuff, and then they started fingering it, you know, working it, and I had to go back to the guy and say, hey, you're going to have to dismantle that stuff because we're going to have to mount this other stuff up. And they just looked at me like, are you serious? and now they're all happy now, but that's why we just didn't have the answer we needed. We were short on what we needed. If it had gone, it hadn't been a day show, we probably would have stayed on them and probably, you know, would have had as good a result. I'm really excited about our upcoming year in America with the Goodyear program. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, last thing, Kerry, $30,000. It does mean a lot to anyone. The prestige is the biggest thing, but to someone like you who does it with thin margins sometimes, let's be honest, in Australia particularly, 30 grand means a lot to you and the team.
Hey, I'm not exaggerating when I say at least I've got another couple of house payments to pay, but honestly, we've had such a tough year, and we just didn't have the budget we needed to, and I just spent as I should, and I've been a hard person to be around the last couple of months because we just haven't turned over the money we needed, and as every car owner that's in this sport knows, that 30 grand didn't go far.
No, exactly. Well done.
I have paid some bills and got myself out of the SHIT, so I'm pretty happy about it. I mean, that's the biggest thing I'm happy about, is I'm like, oh my God, we're going over with some money. Oh my God, thank God.
I know your family have rallied around you a long time, Kerry. You've gone through tough times. You lost your mum, prematurely. Your family are passionate, emotional. But does it sit well with you that you're genuinely one of the best sprint car drivers in the world? That's a fact.
Well, ironically, though, we did that breakfast of whatever it is, and we do all this stuff, and no one rated me. I'm like, have I gone that bad in the last year that no one even rates me anymore?
And I didn't rate you either, mate. Sorry.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not, I guess I have gone that bad. It's, every person goes through trials and tribulations. I'm not going to, say anything there. Everyone goes through their hard stuff. But, I just love the sport. I've loved it since I was a little kid. And, I guess this sprint car racing to me, I'm like a drug addict, just no rehab centers for me. But I just love it, and I'll be around it. I'm one of these guys that when I quit driving, I'll be there every night helping someone, or hopefully be a crew chief. I'd love to be a car owner, so I'll be around it for as long as I can. I love this sport. I think the world of it. One
thing we got to touch on, you did refer to a little bit, is exciting that your brother Ian Madsen looks like he's going to get a huge opportunity in a great car, great team.
Yeah, I really got to take my hats off to Bill, man. I don't know. We haven't had many. We know each other, but we've never really talked that much. But the guys put a lot of money into the sport, supported the sport a lot, and for him to give my brother a break, it's just unbelievable to me. My brother's a little nervous. He's like, I've never raced in these trucks, Kerry. What do I do? I said, hey, Ian, and I'm like, I don't think they expect you to win. I think they expect you to do a good job, be presentable, and keep the car in one piece and do what you can. And I'm just so excited that Bill Mann, even if it wasn't my brother, if he'd give another kid a break like that, is unbelievable that we've got guys like Bill Mann giving people Australian sprint car racing a break. It's so easy to just bring Americans, and to give these young guys a break like my brother and some other people is unbelievable. And is it Stephen Lyons? He looked great this weekend. He got some really young guys and a really good guy. I'm impressed.
James McFadden, 17 years old.
James McFadden, there's some guys in Sydney going really well. The sport looks great, doesn't it?
It does. Kerry Madsen, your winner, and of course Performance Wholesale, Bill Mann.
Woo!
A big supporter of Sprintcar World, and this guy's pumped. You're going to be here to sunrise, aren't you?
Hopefully it rains. That's where we have to go.